Oh, there's cat hair on my tea. The cats weren't even up here. How did they get... Hey guys, it's Hannah, and today I am doing the no preparation book tag. I saw this over on Abigail Haley's channel, and so I'll leave her video link down below. But basically what you do is you search book tag original, and then you change your settings so the most recent upload is the one on top. So then whichever the most recent upload is, you do that tag. And so you aren't prepared for it, which honestly I'm never really prepared for the tags I do. And then it's just random and fun. So that's what we're doing. So I have it pulled up, and the first one that comes up is actually hers. So I'm not gonna do that one because that'd be too easy. The next one is not in English, so I can't do that one. So it looks like I'm gonna be doing the animal book tag. So the first question is Butterfly, a cover by. I mean, okay, I bought this edition of Dracula just because of the cover. I didn't need another edition of Dracula, but I really like this cover. And I saw it at Half Price Books. I've explained this before, but I saw it at Half Price Books, and I told myself I wasn't gonna buy it, but then I went in again, like almost a month later maybe, and then I was like, if it's still there, I'm buying it. And it was still there, so I bought it, and I love it. So I buy repeats a lot for their covers. We'll say that counts. This edition I also bought because of the cover. Question 2 is Flamingo Favorite Standalone. Weekends with O'Keeffe by C.S. Merrill. So it's a standalone book. It's by C.S. Merrill. It's about Georgia O'Keeffe. I talked about it quite a bit recently. Basically, Carol Merrill, the author of the book, went to live, kind of live, not fully live, but went to work for Georgia O'Keeffe for a couple of years, and she wrote about her experience doing that in a journal, and then she later published it into a book, and I read the book recently and I absolutely loved it. It is on my favorite books of all time list. I'm in love with it. I love it so much. So favorite standalone, definitely that one. Next is Lion, Books That Made You Roar, Angry. Undertow by Michael Buckley. I'm still mad about that book. I can't even really remember the specifics as to why I'm mad about it anymore, but basically I remember that the romance that he was trying to make happen was bad. It was so bad. And it didn't make any sense. Like, there was no actual chemistry between the characters, but it was still like happening, and I could not get behind it. And also I just found the whole thing very boring and nothing made sense. And I didn't like it at all. Number 4 is Penguin, a character you'd protect. You know who I'm gonna protect? I know. I'm gonna protect Arya, I think is how her name is pronounced, from the Aragon series cycle. Eldest is the one I recently read. Aragon, the main character, is just being very obsessive with her, and it really annoys me. And I can tell it annoys her, and I really feel for her. Like, I wish he would stop being so stupidly in love with her, because it frustrates me for her. So she's who I'd protect. I'd protect her from the main character, essentially. And it's not like a bad thing. If you haven't read the book, it's not like, you know, has evil intentions. He's just like completely enamored, and he's not really in love with her in like a weird way. It's just, he kind of annoyed me about it, and so I feel for her because she's annoyed by it. I'd protect her. Next is Tortoise, a Slow Read, Eldest by Christopher Paolini. I don't remember the last name. That was a slow read for me. I read 5 other books while I was reading that one book. If you watched my last wrap up, you know that. And it was slow. It was good, but it was what, 700-ish pages long, and I just every now and then wanted like a quick break. And so I'd read a quick contemporary, spend a day on that contemporary, and then continue on. So that was a slow book. Another slow book, Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. This has been on my currently reading since senior year of high school. I think fall semester of senior year of high school too. I started reading this because for one of my classes I had to write a paper about a historical figure, and I was like, Alexander Hamilton, obviously. I am 37% through with it, and eventually one of my life goals is to finish reading this book, but I haven't gone back to it yet. Forget Eldest, this is a long read. I've just like put it down with the intent of picking it back up again, but I've just put it down. Next is Fruit Bat, read in one sitting. The most, like, you sit down and you finish it, I think the most recent one I did was the Lumberjanes volumes, especially the third one, A Terrible Plan, I think is what that one's called. Those, I mean, obviously they're kind of really easy sit down, read in one sitting books because they're graphic novels and so they're short, but that's the last book I can think of that I'd like sat down and read it and finished it. Like, even the books I read in a day, I like break it up when I read it. Like, I don't just sit down and finish it all in one sitting. So I think I'd have to say Lumberjanes is the answer for that one. Number 7 is Lemur's Buddy Read Suggestions. Ooh. I don't know if I should suggest books that some people love and some people hate, so then it's more of a you can have a better discussion about it, or if it's books that like a majority of the people love, so then you can just like gush about it together. I'm torn. I don't know what to suggest, so I'm just gonna mention some books that I buddy read and have enjoyed buddy reading. The first one that comes to mind is Dracula. I buddy read that with Lisby. That was just great because we could just talk about it at the same time. Another one is Three Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake, and another one is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Both of those buddy read with Lisby and Lindy. Did I read Three Dark Crowns with you, Lindy? I can't remember now. I did Six of Crows, yes, but was Three Dark Crowns on there? I can't remember. Yes? No, you didn't get to it, did you? Oh, I'm blanking. But anyway, buddy read those for the Texas Teen Book Festival in what, like 2015? Oh my gosh. That was a lot of fun. Basically, I just like buddy reading books. Another one we buddy read was Steeplejack by A.J. Hartlett, I think. Hartley, something like that. And that one was interesting because I did not like that book, but Lindy really did, and Lisby never even read it. So that was an interesting buddy read because we all had different opinions. Another thing I think it'd be good to buddy read is just classics, because obviously I really enjoy Dracula, but like if you read a classic together, if you hate it, you can rant to each other and you know what the other person's talking about, and if you love it, you can gush to each other. Basically buddy reading is great. But I think buddy reading is a good way. Wait, this lighting's really weird. Did that help? Oh, look at that. Anyway, basically, I think buddy reading is a really great way to read classics if you're kind of wanting to get into them, but you're worried they're gonna be boring or whatever. I don't think classics are that boring. Well, some classics are. Then it's a good way to get through that list. Carrying on, that was a long, rambling answer. 8 is Red Pandas, a sweet/cute read. Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. I love this book. Oh my gosh, I love this book. Honestly, okay, I know I gush about Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett a lot. I think about this one more. I smile more when I think about this one. So I know I talk more about Alex Approximately, but I think this one might actually be my favorite contemporary. I know. I love it so much, and it was so cute, and my sister read it as well, and so we can gush about it together. It's just adorable. And there's this one scene with, what's the dude's name? I'm blanking on his name. Oh, I forgot they were doing A Midsummer's Night Dream. I just read that for school. What is his name? Gideon, that's his name. There's a scene with Claudia and Gideon's little sister that is the best scene ever. It is so funny. So cute, read it. That's the summary of this. Number 9 is, what's a blue tang? I gotta Google this. I just saw the thing when I was opening Google. It says forgettable read. So I must not be the only person who doesn't know what a blue tang is. Blue tang. It's a fish. Oh, it's Dory. Oh, that makes sense now. Okay. I don't know. I mean, honestly, okay, one thing I could say is I saw one of those things, you know when they have like, you know, the 3 square grid and they have like the 3 words and the 3 words and they're like, what are you? Blah, 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 the new meme going around. They have one with books. I don't remember what the whole stuff was, but one of the books on there was Allegiant or Insurgent, one from that series. And I was like looking at them like, okay, I've read Hunger Games. It was like popular books during this time period. And I like genuinely forgot I had actually read the Divergent series because I just kind of put it out of my mind so much. So I guess that's not forgettable. That was a memorable time of my life when I read that. I'll say that. The last one is A Meerkat, anticipated read/sequel. That's not a sequel though. I mean, it's anticipated. Wait, no, I should do something different because I'll talk about that later. Let's see. Let's actually look for something. What's coming out? You know what I'm gonna say? I have a long wait coming for this next book. But I really want the sequel to The Dance of Thieves by Mary Pearson. I read this in August. I loved it. I'm enamored by it. It's just beautiful. And I need the sequel now, Mary Pearson. Thank you very much. I would love the sequel, if you please. And yeah, that's what I'm most anticipating. And it's a sequel. It works better than the thing I was going to say, which you'll hear about that. And if you saw my vlog last week, you know about that. You should have guessed what I'm talking about. I'm not making sense. So that's it for this video. Comment down below and let me know what your most anticipated sequel is. Also comment something. Comment your most forgettable read. Like what's a book that you forgot you read or you don't remember what happened in it? But see, I don't remember what happens in a lot of the books I read. So I feel like that's just, it's an easy out. Or comment down below a book that made you angry. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you again in another one soon.